This podcast is for a mature audience and may be viewed as inappropriate or insensitive to some. Listener discretion is advised. The intention is to share conversation of like and unlike-minded individuals as they try to be the best them they can be in a life full of challenges, searching for love, acceptance, and positivity. Call 669-241-1422 and share yourself or catch up with Sweet Baby J for an anonymous face-to-face interview. Feel free to call in with questions, stories, thoughts, or anything you would love to talk about and share. Nothing is off the table when talking sweet with Sweet Baby J at 669-241-1422.
Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, once again, you are here talking sweet where it's a no face, no case scenario. We love to give the opportunity to share your identity or not. Young man, do you care to share?
This is me, the one and only Casa de Noel, Mr. Chocolate City. What's going on?
Mr. Casa de Noel, Chocolate City, all day, every day.
You already know.
Yeah, so me and this young man, we have some lineage. We know each other quite well. We know each other very well, actually. It's been a great thing. Always came with challenges, but we always saw it through.
That's a fact.
That is a fact, Jack. And I think when people see us, they say, wow, those dudes are rocking or they've got it together. But was that always the case?
Nah. I mean, well, I feel like it was. I feel like growing up, we always had it. We always had the best.
You felt like you always had the best. Nah, man. So you only remember the good days, though. So I recall when we was growing up, and we bought our first house. And when I say we, I'm not talking about you and I as adults. I'm talking about when our parents bought.
Oh, okay. I was a baby.
See, you was a baby. I remember the days of Daddy eating plums and hard-boiled eggs. And I'm like, Daddy, why do you eat plums and hard-boiled eggs and water? He said, that's all I can afford. We just bought a house.
Listen, I appreciate all the struggles that y'all went. I was sucking on the breast probably. Or something, man. I was getting some good vitamin golden milk. Man.
The good gold.
The good gold.
The struggle was real. The struggle was very real. Yeah. Mommy used to work at a gold casting company, and I recall her coming home with toys and desserts.
Right.
And then I remember the days when that all stopped.
Wow. Yeah, I don't remember none of that.
No?
Thankfully so. I have a great way of erasing bad memories or bad situations.
Let's go through it. What were some of the best memories that you had growing up and some of the worst?
Man, being loved by my family.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
Being loved by my family. Just having a great support system and realizing that I'm more fortunate than some people that I went to school with and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't have what we have, but at the same time, we didn't have what many had. It was definitely trials and tribulations. What were some of the things that you wish you never had to go through growing up?
Wow, growing up? Shit. Things that I brought upon myself, being in wrong crowds, being bad unnecessarily. Want to just do my own thing and not listen to what anybody got to say to me. That's one thing I regret.
I recall certain times when that was actually not the case, where you were actually just being a kid and negativity was brought your way.
Right.
And just you've been a stallion for as long as I've known you.
Right. Sure.
Do you recall the time when we were in Howard Beach? Well, we're going to go through different times because a lot of it had to do with Howard Beach. Right. And we were playing baseball.
Right.
What did the kids say to you?
We got to touch base on that story. So our mother, great woman, still alive to this day. My mother had all boys and had her own business at this point, and my father had his own business and was working a full-time job. So my mother had to keep us busy. So she had us in every sport that was going on at the time. If it was baseball season, we was in baseball. And if it was basketball, we was in basketball.
That's a lie. I ain't never played a lick of basketball. You ain't going to lie on me like that.
Oh, well, I did. Well, if it was football, we played football.
Oh, yeah, we was in that.
You're right. So unfortunately, in the neighborhood that we lived in, there were no sports. So my mother decided to put us in sports in Howard Beach, which was one of the most racist counties you could live in
Queens, New York.
In Queens, New York, with Howard Beach, you had the John Gottis come out of there. You had all the mafioso guys. It was predominantly white neighborhood.
We were actually 4. I don't know if you recall. We were the 4 only black kids.
Right.
In Ozone Howard Baseball League, which had thousands of kids, but 4 black kids.
Correct. So to touch base back on what you were saying, the Little League used to play before the older kids. So, my game was done. I'm watching my brother play, and I decided, let me go on the swing and have some fun before it's time to head back home. And some Caucasian young male decided to call me a nigga. And I'd never been the type to tolerate nobody playing with me like that. So I hopped off the swing to go deal with him properly, and then the swing got the best of me. That swing knocked the shit out of me. So back in the days, some people may relate to this, but back in the days, the swings were metal. Yeah, and that kid called me a nigga. I jumped off that swing so damn high in the air. That shit came back and smacked me dead in my head. 6 stitches knocked my ass out.
Quick. I recall that. I was pissed. Going through that, I remember one day, kids rode by on the field. It was like, nigga, go home.
Yeah, a lot of that.
A lot of that. There was also the time, another one, and you had something to do with this. The slingshot.
Yo, you know what? As I'm listening to you talk, you're going to take some responsibility for something.
I take responsibility for that. I'll tell the story. We were actually coming from football practice.
Right.
Standing at the bus, minding our own business. Just 2 black kids standing at the bus stop.
Sound like one of them damn R&B songs.
Whoa.
Standing at the bus stop.
Nah, there was no lollipops.
All right, well, say a little more masculine.
Damn. All right, so we were staying at the bus stop.
Right. Had helmets.
We had helmets in our hands.
Yeah, say it like
helmets and shoulder pads.
There you go.
And some of the bus pulled up. It wasn't our bus.
Right.
And a white male decided to spit at us.
This is true.
And we chased that bus for miles.
Blocks.
Yeah, it was a lot of blocks. You had a slingshot that I took away from you guys. I said, you shouldn't have this.
But you had it.
And I had it.
I had to defend myself, ladies and gentlemen.
With a slingshot. All right.
By any means.
David, ready for Goliath. But when we actually caught up to the bus and was in full confrontational mode because of the energy that was presented to us for no reason.
Right.
And here we were retaliating. And when I saw that it was a grown man that spit on us.
Right.
But luckily, everyone that was at that bus stop stepped in.
True. I was ready.
My father called the police.
I was ready. I was like, what? Like 11?
He was probably about 11, yeah.
11.
It was a crazy, crazy time. In all these times, we definitely stuck together. We always ready. We were like the tag, like WWF back in the day, tag team, anytime.
Right. True.
You mess with one, you mess with us both.
Didn't have a choice.
But at the same time, it wasn't always that way. We had our own confrontational things.
Right, this is true.
We've come to grow, to be a unit.
Right.
I think that you've seen me grow, I've seen you grow. Right. I think we look at each other with admiration. But there was a time when you used to annoy the shit out of me.
Oh. That's interesting.
Oh, you didn't know. When you used to know the shit out of me off of the craziest things, you used to take my hats,
right?
Take my jackets. But the thing was that you would always take my hats to school and get them taken away.
You should have bought 2. It would have fixed the problem.
You're right. There was a time that when I would get you something, but it was not the same that I would get.
You wasn't thinking right.
I get you.
There you go.
I get you. Those times were really, I believe, between the two of us, really tough times. Go ahead.
I ain't care.
Well, see?
So
that was the thing, though.
It was a tough time for you.
Because I cared. I cared and I didn't understand.
Man.
I cared and I didn't understand. I remember one day, this is when you were younger, and you said, I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
And my response to you was, I don't care about being your friend. I'm your brother.
That's true. I probably said that. I like to say things.
No, that was me that said that to you, brother. You told me that you was not my friend.
Oh yeah, no. I like to say things to mess with people. Yeah, that could be true.
Well, I was definitely like, what is this dude talking about? Friends. It's deeper than that. It's bigger than that. And for that same reason, I've also never been a dude that had a bunch of friends. It's always been family. Family first for me. Every time, all day, every day.
Man, I don't know why. Listen, we wasn't raised on friends, so your cousin is your friend.
Yeah, that's about the extent of it. My mother would be like, who was in my house? Or who did anything? We used to get beatings for having not me and I don't know come to the house.
Damn right. Better take the ass whipping.
Because we weren't allowed to have anyone in the house. So not me and I don't know didn't live there. So we got many of ass whoopings.
I ain't minded.
Lying, son.
Look, I ain't get much of a beating.
Because you would talk your way out of it. You would be like,
God damn right.
What was your number one speech to daddy?
Man, listen, let's talk like father and son.
Didn't get a beating.
Didn't get a beating. You damn right.
And I'm looking like, nah, that's all it took. Whoop his ass. Come on, man.
Yeah, you should have been thinking. You should have thought about it.
All right, so you didn't get a lot of ass whooping. So what about in school?
Oh, I got beatings in school.
In school, how did you feel about it? Did you feel that the teachers were supposed to protect you, or
What you talking about? When Daddy came to school and bust my ass?
did you think that you was in a safe zone? Did you think you was on base, that it wasn't gonna happen?
Nah, that definitely tricked me. He got me on that one.
Tell that story, man. How that happened?
He got me on that one, man. So I was in junior high school. I don't know what I did, man. I was always in trouble, man. You know, I think, yeah, they got tired of suspending me. So they said, you know, we're going to put you on a do not return. So at the time, like, man, what the fuck? What the hell is a do not return? I thought I'd just go home for a couple of days, come back, chill with my friends again. But not this time. They was like, yeah, you know, for you to come back, you got to have a parent. And it was like, yeah, we're going to have your father come here. I'm like, oh, no. That's not going to be right. So my father had to call out of work. My father was never the type to call out of work, man. All right, so, you know, we sitting there in this little closet. It was like a closet, which was the office. And my father in there, he ain't even looking at me. Like, he looking through me. I'm like, damn.
He mad.
Something ain't right. I ain't trusting this one here. So the assistant principal leaves the room. And my pops jump on the table on some Jackie Chan shit. Pulls a belt out like they nunchucks and starts swinging. So I starts running under the table. You know, you going to have to catch me if you can. And then, man, security bust in, assistant principal bust in. Like, whoa, what are you doing? I'm like, why would you leave me here? You seen that motherfucker face? You know, you can't judge character. Look at that man. But yeah, that's a good old days where you could bust your kid ass in school and don't get locked up.
Yeah, but I mean, our parents had some unorthodox ways of teaching us right from wrong. You said this was a time when you used to cut school a lot. So mommy,
high school? No, I wasn't cutting school.
You was cutting school, my man. Mommy gave you some assistance on how to get to school on time. Do you recall?
That's not cutting school. That's going to school when I was ready.
Oh, okay. Going to school when you was ready. How did get that assistance on how to get to school on time?
Man, stupid sad school, man.
Yeah, the school was stupid. I feel you. What happened?
I used to get to school late because I wanted to ride the bus and get to school when I feel like. So I already knew because, you know, mommy was in the store that all the phone calls wouldn't get to her. Well, this day she opened the shop late and they caught her. You know, your son has been coming to school late for the past 2-3 months and blah, blah, blah.
And mommy did not like anything affecting her income.
Right. Yeah. So my mother, just to give you a rundown on how she operates, her famous saying is she got Mike Tyson in her hand and Bruce Lee in her feet. So whatever. So one day she said, well, you know, I'm going to make sure you get to school on time. So I get dressed. I'm like, oh, here we go. She going to talk my damn ears off all the way to school. So she's like, all right, so, you know, come on, when's ready? Come on. So I come outside to the car. She locks the car door. I'm like, yo.
Let me in.
You about to make me even more late now. You locking the car door. Why you acting crazy? She said, well, today you're going to run to school this week. And if you drop behind the van, I'm going to bust your ass. I said, this lady. So I start walking. So she gets out the car, smacks me up. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is a serious matter. I said, all right, so which way we going about this?
Are we taking the expressway or local?
Yeah, she said, you going to run the bus route. I said, oh, shit. This lady got me running the bus route, son. My friends like, yo, no, when the bus coming, I'm like, nah. I'm running. I'm a run. I ran a whole week to school, yo. I ran from like, man, damn, like to the conduit, yo. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's why you can't gain weight now.
Whoa.
You done burn it up from
That's
young.
why I'm so skinny, man. Like, honestly, like, I kind of, like, when I look back on it, I kind of enjoyed that torture a little bit. I enjoyed it because it toughened me up wild crazy, but on the other end, it kind of made me a little weird.
Weird how?
I don't have much feelings.
Mm.
You know, like, what's the word? I'm not compassionate enough. I don't give a shit.
You find it difficult to feel empathy for certain situations?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to hear none of that.
Because you've had that tough love. You recall the days of eating out the rice pot.
Eating out the damn rice pot.
And what happened?
Man, we're going to talk about some things you did, too. This ain't going to be just an interviewee with the interview. It's going to go back and forth.
Hey, yo, talk about it, brother. We all here.
All right, well, listen, we're going to talk about some things you did, too.
So what happened with the rice, though? Let's get with the rice.
So my mother made a pot of rice.
White rice.
Yeah, I felt like, man, I'm eating out the pot. And she happened to catch me. I said, shit. Here she go. So she's like, oh, so you're a big man. You want to eat out the pot? I said, nah, I was just tasting it. Oh, so you want to use your brains too? I said, oh, boy.
Here we go.
Yo, you going to sit on and eat off the whole pot now? I said, ma, you know I can't eat this whole pot. Man, she said, it's either you eat this pot or you take some ass whipping. I said, man, I'm going to eat this pot, man. Man, I get like a good 8 spoons. I'm like, man, I think this ass beat me. So I said, yo, can't eat it, man.
All rice, no gravy, no ketchup, no nothing.
Nothing. It's a pot of rice, man. So she just bust my ass. I went to sleep. But, you know, I exaggerated it. I was good at that. I'm a great actor.
Yeah, when mama used to be like this, oh, you want dance?
Yeah.
You want dance?
I used to dance, man. I was one of those. I should have danced on that show. One of those, what you call those people?
Well, back for us, it was Solid Gold and all that. That, you know, back in the days.
Like you know how they do those Christmas shows and they do the high step.
The Rockettes?
I should have been a Rockette. Or
just, you know, Rockettes are females, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, we gender neutral now.
Oh, damn, yeah, that's the society we live in. Man, there's many of. I don't think I really got into much trouble growing up, though.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, wait. I tell you what. Tell me 3.
All right. I'm going to tell you the funniest one. When mommy and daddy went on vacation and you took daddy's car and was driving it.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you was driving it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I come home from school one day. It was like, yo, your brother wildin'. I said, what you mean? He's driving in reverse.
Yeah, I forgot
around and around. I said, what? A few minutes later, I said, what the fuck is he doing? Yo, kind of find out this guy talking about if I drop the car in reverse, the mileage will go back.
I forgot about that. No, I got another dumb one for you that whole time.
Oh, shit.
That van we had, it was a blue van, and the car would not start.
No, wait. We're not just going to speed past that story. What made you think that going in reverse would...
Ferris Bueller. Ferris Bueller's Days Off.
You should have got your ass beat. Did you get your ass beat for that one?
Ridiculously.
Yeah, you deserve that one.
Ridiculously.
You can't believe everything you see in the movie.
Hey, man. Listen, but that same time, the police helped me out one day during that same time while mommy and daddy was on vacation because the car would not start. I must have left the lights on one of my joyrides, and I took a spare battery that we had in the garage.
Oh, you was a mechanic too?
Well, hey.
I didn't know that.
So I took the jumper cables and connected them to the spare battery.
Nice.
Mind you, the spare battery was not connected to a car. And I tried to give the car a boost.
It should have worked.
No. The police pulled up and was like, what are you doing? The police pulled up and said, what are you doing? I automatically was like, my parents are on vacation. I need to jump the car because they told me to turn it on every now and then. The police officer said, oh, let me help you with that, sir.
Oh, wow.
Jumped the car. I did not go joyriding that day.
That's good.
I went inside. I was like, oh, I just dodged a bullet.
That's good. 96 good cops. Good cops out here.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of great cops.
There's a lot of them. What was another thing that I did? Was you there when I put the piece of codfish to boil?
Oh, nah, man. Nah, but I do remember when you left. Oh, yeah, when you left the pot on. And daddy tried to run you over.
Oh, man. That would definitely be considered child abuse these days.
Man, abusive ass parents. Trying to run people over with cars.
With their old car. And they made me go outside naked and turn on the alarm.
Yeah, that's nice. Yo, growing up was great, man. I actually enjoy the abuse, though.
We can look back these days and the creativity that went into guiding us.
I don't think it was creative. I think it was like
Crazy?
they was just mad and whatever they thought they did.
Yeah.
Or man, especially mommy. Oh my God.
Yo, I remember one day she would tell us go get a belt. And I would come with all kinds of plastic belts. And she said, you're playing with me. You're playing with me. And she went and grabbed a stick.
That sound like her.
Only thing was she grabbed the stick that we used to clean up the dog mess with.
Oh no, I would have fight. We would fight.
Yo, I literally was like, no, just not with the stick. The dookie stick.
Nah, we would have. Nah, she would have to. She gonna have to work out that day.
Man, it was definitely. You don't know what you're going through or what the vision is when growing up.
Yo, you know what? Something just struck my seat. I try to blank out all those things, but yo, I remember mommy telling me, yo, you know what? I was bad. I don't know. I can't pinpoint what I did, but I did deserve it. Anyway, she's like, yo, go get a belt. I went and got some plastic belts. She took all the belts off the rack. Yo, I said, nah, that's like 8 beatings, 20 beatings at one time. What the fuck?
Yo.
You not about. Yo, Yo, I got an AK-47.
Semi-automatic ass whooping.
I got a semi-automatic ass whipping, son. Jesus Christ, that lady, yo.
So daddy used to have a belt. And he always used to threaten us. I'm going to go to Costa Rica and get a cow cod. I'm like,
he bought one. He bought one.
I know he did. But what he used to do is he had a thick leather belt.
And cut it.
And cut the tips. And I'm like, this dude this is not slavery, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yo, you know what? Speaking of beatings, the worst thing mommy ever did, and now as a grown man, I realize this is war game she was playing. She used to like pour water on me when I was asleep.
Nah, that was lightweight. I used to feel bad for you.
Yo, what you talking about? That's called waterboarding.
No.
What are you talking about?
No, that's nothing.
That's waterboarding, yo. They do that to prisoners of war.
That's nothing.
Oh, you bugging.
I'm going to tell you, I used to feel bad for you when mama would say, go take a shower.
Oh, that was the worst shit ever.
I was like, yo, my heart would hit the floor when mommy would tell you go take a shower because I knew that door was getting bust open.
Yo, mommy's part of the reason why I don't really trust women.
Son, you would be a part of the grout the way that you would be in the corners.
Mommy would come home like, come, no. Come, let me cook for you. You had a good day today? Yes, mommy had a good day. I ain't know the teacher done called already. Yes, no, come, yes. And, all right, well, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go finish doing this for you.
I'm looking like, this dude don't know. Go take a shower is never a good thing.
I actually remember why I got that beating, though. Mommy said, you know what? If you get all E's, it would make my day. I said, oh, that's nothing. Man, I got a report card. I got use. So I got a eraser pen, whiteout, and change all the grades to E's. At least I tried to make her happy.
I tried.
One way.
You tried. Oh, my gosh.
Damn, man. I deserved all my beat. I never got beat for something I didn't do.
Well, mommy would say, officer. She would say, if you want to call 911. And our older brother actually did call 911. He called 911, and she said, officer, if I don't beat him, you will.
Yeah.
Truest words I ever heard.
Yeah.
Truest words I ever heard. I mean, and even talking about it, older brother's no longer here with us. And at his eulogy, I actually talked about it. I said, I love my brother. And he and I never really got along. He never got along because for me personally, we rode on two opposite sides of the streets, 1,000%.
That's true.
I mean, we got along, but we just didn't see eye to eye on things, and it was strange.
It really wasn't strange. It's just that it's a height difference. You understand? Like you fucking 4'8". You understand?
Yeah, right. No, it was really strange because we didn't see eye to eye on things, and he would just be on next level. But I always said he taught me the best lesson in life.
That's a fact.
He showed me what not to do.
Yeah.
Because the direction that it took him just was not conducive to the life that I wanted to live for myself.
Word, and kept going downhill from there.
Yeah, and it was definitely a tough thing. Love him.
Yeah,
but it was tough.
That's a fact.
But with all that our parents did for us, to where we are now.
Oh man.
And by today's standards, it would all be considered child abuse.
I want to say
93%.
no. I would say assault. That was attempt murder.
Yeah, trying to hit me with the car. I would say that was attempted murder.
That was attempted murder.
Thanks, Dad. Love you.
Yeah, that was attempted murder. Yeah, those are charges. Child abuse is would have been like the first charge, but the big charge, it would have been the attempt murder.
It was definitely tough times, but yeah, I really appreciate our parents because everything that they've done got us to where we are. I would consider us to be fairly successful in what we do.
No, I would say we're privileged.
Oh,
No.
you would think so. Why would you say we were privileged?
We were privileged kids.
I really don't think so, but why would you think we were privileged?
I'm going to tell you why. Despite everything that they did, they was really doing it for us. I mean, you look at their background, right? Coming from Costa Rica, Estrada, right?
In
Lemon, Costa Rica. Going back, when we used to get out of school, you remember we used to be in New York for like a week or two out of school, and then Costa Rica we was at.
Oh, yeah, every summer.
Right. And to see, I never forget when Grandma said, all right, what do you want for dinner? I'm like, chicken. She said, all right, go catch it. I said, what the fuck? Nah, son, I'm going back to New York, yo.
I remember that,
You know
man.
what I mean? Wiping my ass with a newspaper. I'm like, in Limon Center. All right, wiping my ass with this.
Using an outhouse. I remember looking up, and I was like, yo, what is that climbing above me?
Man, forget about climbing above you. What was climbing in my nose? That thing used to stink.
Oh, man. Outhouse.
Oh, Lord.
And a lot of people don't know about those struggles. Why I think so many kids these days feel entitled.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. Like, as a parent now, like, I get it. Like,
It was privileged to go through those things.
right. So listen, it gave me ground. We came from this, and you have that. I forever feel privileged, even with the most minimal of things. I could easily not have what I have and be living worse. As long as my sneakers have laces, I still feel privileged because I can have no laces and have my sneakers flip-flopping. I'm privileged to have laces.
That's a fact, Jack.
So when you think about it like that, we grew up privileged. We were in the 90s with a computer in our home.
Commodore 64.
Yo,
Yeah.
kids
So,
in our neighborhood had to go to the library to see what it looked like. Come on, like, we were
Yeah.
privileged, man. You kidding me?
that is true. Even thinking about that, we were privileged to have parents that cared. Because we actually also grew up during the crack days,
That's true.
where a lot of parents were,
Shout out to the crack era. That was a great era, though.
depends on which side of it you are on.
Yeah.
We were fortunate that our parents were hustlers.
Well, let me correct them. My parents were not hustlers.
No, our parents were hustlers, but we were on the right side of the track hustlers.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that. Yeah.
So we actually, our first business was a beauty salon that we rented out the storefront. We hustled. We hustled hard in a very drug-infested neighborhood, which was, I think, another big part of us growing up. Because we saw many murders. We saw many shootouts.
Yeah, that's true.
We saw prostitution. We saw it all.
Yo, it was a good life, man. Like, again, I don't take back anything that I've seen or experienced or done. I feel like I'm satisfied.
Growing up, we've talked about different stages of our life.
Right.
That was, we were growing up back then.
That was the teens.
That was the teens. But we also grew up in the beauty salon.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel that impacted you in how you maneuver in today, back then, growing up in a beauty salon?
Well, there's many different aspects of that. Growing up in a beauty salon was annoying. I had to make it work for me.
Yep.
Started off as a sweeper, then a shampoo boy, and then a washing setter, and then a flat ironer.
Yeah.
As a kid, too. That's crazy.
As a kid, we look, what do they call that stuff? Child labor?
Child
Labor laws didn't apply in our house.
Shit. Yo, I had some abusive parents. Yo.
But we made it work for us because at the same time, growing up in a beauty salon, I don't think there was ever a moment where we were lonely.
There was always some shit to do. What do you mean?
There was always something to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, growing up around women, it taught me a lot about women.
What was some of the best things that you have learned just growing up around women?
Listen.
That is true.
Communicate.
Oh, yeah.
I still don't communicate well, but communicate.
Ever been with an older woman?
Oh yeah.
Talk about it.
Oh wow. I see, yeah. See, that was great. I like the way you worked that up real nice. That was a good man. That was a good one. Okay. You funny. What had happened was I had met an older woman in the beauty salon. I was 18 or 19, just got my driver's license.
You were not 19.
How old was I?
I think you was.
Oh, I was.
You might have been 17 or 18.
17, 18. Just got
Yeah.
my permit. Right. Just got
Yes.
my permit. This lady had a Lexus, a GS 300.
Yeah.
She had a nice body though.
She did. She did.
She had a nice body though.
But she apparently didn't know how to stay in her lane because she came to the house.
She can. She drive. I drive myself home. She used to drive me everywhere. She took me to the Shark Bar.
Wow.
She took me to the Shark Bar. Yo, I was in the Shark Bar like, oh my God, what am I doing here?
So what? Was she a tutor? Like, what were you guys doing that she would take you to the Shark Bar?
We were. Oh,
Oh, okay.
what do you mean?
And she was older.
She was older. She had to be. Oh my God.
She was older, like.
In her late 40s, probably 50 or something.
So she was more along the age of like, she should have been with our father.
Yo, you working things up. I like the way you work up your interviews. This is nice. I'm like, listen, I came home with this lady, man. She was dropping me home. I was like, yo, let me beat this up right quick. So I'm trying to sneak in. My pop's sitting on the step like, hello. I'm like, Dad, what's up? He's like, you bring her for me? I said, you better get the fuck out of here. He's like, yo, you have no business taking my son youth. Pop's trying to take my so
I said you had no business taking my son. You listen, Daddy was a gallus when it comes to stuff like that, boy. Let me tell you.
That was a good one though.
One day I was there. A lot of people are not, as you said, we were privileged in certain things. For example, at this point we lived in Queens and we lived in a 2-family house, but we were the only family living in there. So you and I stayed downstairs.
Right. Yeah.
And parents stayed upstairs. Well, I'll never forget one day I'm there with my ex and we doing what we do. I'm going hard in the paint. And Daddy comes downstairs.
Right.
And comes to the island and he's like, everything all right? I'm like, yeah, what's up with you? But I'm like, he caught me mid-stroke.
Yeah,
so
he probably heard you.
So I looked up, I'm like, I'm still here. Homegirl had her face covered like, like, oh my God, it's your dad. So he does that. It ain't stopped my fun. He walked away, I continued. Do you know he came back?
Damn right.
He came back and was like, you sure everything all right?
Damn right.
So, he was like, are you sure everything's okay? So I'm like, oh my gosh. Yo, that was definitely a killjoy, but Daddy was good for stepping in on some situation. I stepped in on a situation with you because it was just too funny. Actually, I stepped on a few situations with you, but I remember you having a young lady at the house.
Okay.
And we was there with our cousin, and we kept putting on her coat.
Oh, you talking about that big girl.
And when Daddy came home and you tried to get homegirl out of there, she tried to climb over the fence.
Daddy was like,
he's just looking at her. He was like, yo, what? Why is this girl in a dress climbing over my fence?
Yeah.
That was.
Come on, yo, like, think about that. Like, that's privilege, though, no? Like,
look at, it was really privilege. It was definitely privilege, not privilege.
We up in our parents' house.
I think everyone's done it, but we got away with a lot.
Come on, we openly up in our parents' house. Are you kidding me?
I mean, at that age, yeah. We were definitely, some parents won't even let their sons or daughters come over there with who they're dating.
Word.
The situation is also different. You really don't want to hear that your child is getting it popping in the room next to you.
I mean,
I got to ask you a question, though.
What's that?
Because we're both parents now.
Okay.
Would you afford those same privileges to your kids as they're growing up within those same age limits?
My son could fuck in the house. My daughter she could do whatever she want, as long as she ain't moaning and shit. She better fuck me, fight her, make off pillow.
Yeah,
shit. I don't give a fuck.
Damn, son.
I don't want to hear. Oh, fucking.
Yeah. Oh man, That's a lot.
I even.
So your son can go hard in the paint.
I'm saying,
you want to hear your son. You better make so. I better hear something coming out that room.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's crazy.
Why is it different?
Yo, I don't want to hear it I don't want to hear it. I ain't saying she can't do it. She better do it around my schedule.
When you off, when you're not there,
whatever. You understand? I'm not gonna say she can't have no boyfriends, and I'm not gonna be that type of dad. Like, my daughter's very prissy and gentle, so I don't really have to be that hard on her. But I'm not gonna deprive her of having boyfriends and things.
At what age do you think you're gonna allow her to first have a boyfriend?
Like a real boyfriend?
Like
girls be having little playboy friends, you know. You mean to ask me, like, at what age I'm allowed a man to be in the house and things like that? And
come by and say, hey,
like
this is Daddy. This is Daquan.
Well, you gotta be different factors here. You know, if she's a focused young lady through school and she's into boys and she had a boy she like and the boy's respectable, my daughter's not gonna bring me anybody that's not up to par anyway. You understand? So if she bringing him to me, then I'm gonna say, all right, so if you like him, I like him. Let's bring him here. Let him see how Daddy is to you, so he know how to treat you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything outside of that, I want to see him. I want to see his mannerisms. I want to make him comfortable to see how comfortable he gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
That is true.
And then I'm gonna play it off of that. He could be a little sucker little boy, and I'm being all rough with him for no reason. He gonna end up not liking my daughter because I'm so rough and now she tight. No, I'm not gonna do that.
That is true. So you do have to definitely maneuver. Right. And then we also have to take into consideration that I think that my wife is very similar to my mother. I think your wife is similar to mommy.
Right.
Reason being, I do believe as young men growing up, we also come to marry what groomed us to be men. I think there is a affinity that we have towards our mothers and how they raised us. So therefore we go for women that would raise children in the same way, love us, that unconditional love. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Your wife is a beautiful young lady.
I mean,
I love it.
It is, man. First of all, I got lucky.
I was there when you got lucky.
Oh, yeah.
I was there.
Shout out. Oh, I can't say the names.
Yeah, no name. This is a no face, no case scenario.
Anyway, so.
But sac passe.
Word. Shout out to the powers that be that aligned that for me.
How did you feel when you met her?
I just thought she was cool. Like, it was nothing at first.
Bro, I was there, and all I saw was magic.
Yeah, it was nothing. Like,
it legit looked like magic. I've never seen two people that never danced before dance like they've been dancing all their life.
Man, you should hold that interview for another time. Let her be here. Because that in itself is a great interview. That right there is a great story because I was in a whole 5-year relationship, got out of there, and within 6 months, she was pregnant. My life changing in 1 year.
Yep, that's how it be. So you find yourself saying that you would allow your daughter to bring home a boyfriend.
Right, yeah.
Suppose she doesn't want a boyfriend.
She wants a girlfriend?
She wants a girlfriend. Or suppose your son wants a boyfriend. This is just supposes. Like, you never know.
Well, ain't nobody fucking in the house there. Unfortunately, I'm going to be the only one fucking in there. My son ain't going to be booty banging in the house. I love the LGBT, whatever you call it.
LGBTQ.
Right, yeah. I'm not against it, but my son ain't going to be booty banging in the house, and my daughter ain't going to be clit banging in there neither.
None of that. That's not your steez. So what? So the things that you accept to take place in your house, you will accept?
Yeah. I mean, they're kids.
So the thing about that is...
I'd rather be a part of their growth than be not a part of it.
It's the truth. A lot of the interviews that I've done, especially with people that are in same-sex relationships, for many it was an issue to come out to their parents,
really?
which was the biggest thing. Not saying that that's the case for you, but it's often an issue. And being from a Caribbean family, I think that is often a larger issue. It could be the same case for me. You never know.
What do you mean, you gay?
Nah, I'm talking about for my kids, bro.
Oh, I don't know. I thought this was your come out moment. I'm like, it could be the same. It was hard to come out, but then it could be the same case for me.
Nah.
I'm like, whoa, okay.
Not here.
Should have got you a nigga strap Magnum 5,000 for Christmas.
Nah, not here. Not here. But
Oh God.
but it's crazy in the growth on where we were. The trials and tribulations growing up, all the things that we had to see. We saw people strung out on drugs, family members strung out on drugs, family members going to jail because they sold drugs.
Right.
People that we were very fond of, just.
That's life, man.
But the thing is that these days, we have different drugs that are now at the forefront.
Okay.
And a different demographics is being hit.
Okay.
And they're treated very differently. Now it's a health crisis.
Are you talking about like opiates?
Opioids is now it's a health crisis. But when we were growing up, it was a crime thing.
Right.
Do you feel a way
About what?
about the fact that just when it's black people that things are seen one way, and when it's white or that it's a different way? Do those type of things ever burn you mentally?
I focus on me and mines, and that's it. Those type of things only affect me personally if it's personally affecting me. I can't worry about what society got going on 1,000%. I pick and choose what I want to digest. If I digest everything, I'm going to have a bad stomach ache. You understand? You can't digest all of this.
Stay focused.
You got to stay focused. If you take in on everything that's going on in life, you will become crazy. You will become a person that needs to use drugs to cope. This world is crazy. That's why we shield our kids from certain things. So I ain't going to shield me from certain things. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I don't want to grow up.
It's crazy that you say that's why we shield our kids from certain things, but with the way how things are set up now,
Okay.
and even talking about social media, for all kids, all different ages, entertain social media. It's crazy that there are like 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds getting contacted by grown men on social media.
That's always been a thing, though.
Yeah.
It just made it easier for these pedophiles.
Yeah, you're right. An unfortunate reality.
Yeah, that's always been a thing.
Yeah, because I recall being in high school and dudes pulling up in cars and picking up. I'm like, come on, man, but I like her. You making it so hard for me. Like, I can't get a car.
I mean, you could have got a car.
Yeah, that is true. Could have, but wasn't thinking about those things. I was into working out.
Exactly.
I was into working out. If there was something that you could change in your growth from, let's say, your teens to your 30s, what would it be?
I would invest more.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Low key, all the way, be a millionaire.
I'm low-key a millionaire now.
Shh.
Oh, my bad.
They may know who you are.
Oh, yeah.
They may know. So don't never say anything like that.
Well, it's not.
But you're a millionaire at heart.
I'm a millionaire at heart. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't change anything. I feel like for me, once everything is aligned and you understand your worth and your growth and you spiritually connected, I feel that everything is going to happen. As long as you tune out
The noise.
the chatter, everything will be right. Because if you're raised in a loving home, and I'm not talking about I have to be a man and a woman, I'm talking about in a loving home that taught you righteousness, taught you religion, whatever the religion may be, taught you a little bit of finance. You just need to go back and listen to those conversations that you didn't understand then and apply it to what's going on now. And you will be so much further. Seriously. I'm speaking from facts, from living it.
That is true, but I also recall there were certain things that happened to you that also influenced you in order to be where you are now. When I was working in New York and I would tell you, hey, you should go to school for this, you really wouldn't take my word for it. I was making great money, and I know you saw my checks and you was like, whoa, okay.
I ain't see a need to.
No, but this is the thing. I remember something happening with you with a bucket.
Oh, shit.
And that changed your life. I really feel that
Yo.
a bucket changed your life.
Let me tell you, growing up in that beauty salon, I feel like, man, I'll just run the salon and make money that way. I decided to get a job at Home Depot That was my first job. My first job outside the beauty salon.
Yeah.
Shout out to my old boss, man. We still cool to this day. Or he just sent me some money for my birthday too, out the blue.
Yeah, well, he motivated you.
Nah, he drove me to greatness because Home Depot does this thing where they count everything at every quarterly or every 6 months or something like that. And he told me to count a pallet of screws.
Oh, a bucket. It was a bucket.
It was a pallet.
Oh, dang.
And I had to count the buckets and put them back on the pallet. And at that moment, I'm like, wait, I'm doing all this for $7.50 or $8 an hour. And you want me to count it? I could go wash hair and make an $8 tip in 2 minutes? Nah, this ain't for me.
That's also when you went back to school.
I went back to school and put it in full gear. Never looked back.
The simple things that we don't know are guiding us someplace. God takes us to where we're supposed to be. Not we're always where we want to be. Sometimes you have to accept the challenges, accept the negativity.
That's true.
And see where it takes you. Keep your mouth shut.
Not, but sometimes you got to speak up too.
Sometimes you got to speak up, but sometimes you got to keep your mouth shut. You really have to make that wise choice when to do what.
I think a lot of people may not agree with me on this, but sometimes it's bigger than God.
It's bigger than God?
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of that.
How is that? Just please do share.
It's bigger than God because you gotta understand your ancestors always around you and guiding you as well.
So you saying you feel that there's your ancestors, there's a Shaka Zulu out there telling you be the warrior. There's
I believe
a Malcolm, a Martin. There's many different energies that guide you to be
correct.
Mm.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way.
I would say that still is God.
It's God, but you got to understand that our spirits pass down to us. Our everything is passed down. Like if you see somebody that's a fuck up, they also had a fucked up spirit too. You understand? They just got dealt a bad hand, and they couldn't figure a way out of it.
It happens.
Yep. So good.
It 100% happens.
That's why the world is round.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can also take those negative aspects of your life and make it to where you far surpass those that were judging you.
That's why they say the strong will survive.
Yeah.
That's why depression is real.
It is very real. Do you feel that you've ever dealt with any type of depression?
I used to think that I did, but then I'm like, everything that I did that made me feel the way I do, I brought it on myself. So it wasn't a matter of depression. I decided it's a matter of self-awareness.
Mm.
A lot of my growth that I've done has all been internal. You know,
self-reflection is beautiful for you.
Yeah, because I've been around people that have been depressed, and it's like, I'm not depressed. I'm just dumb.
I've done some dumb shit.
Yeah, like, man, who am I to even say that? Like, why would I even use that word? Like, that's a real thing, and people are really fighting with that, and I'm just like here, can't figure it out because I'm dumb, because it has been given to me all my life, and not just from like mom, dad. Is like all our uncles and aunts has been successful, so it's like, man, you ain't depressed, bro. You just got to figure it out.
Well, I agree that depression is real. Right. I also agree that sometimes people just got to figure it out. Everyone's journey of figuring it out is very different.
Right.
Everyone's journey of, some people have a failure to launch where they take off in their 40s.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Some do it in their 20s. Hey, there's some that do it in their teens.
There's some that do it in their 50s. Still nothing wrong with that.
Still nothing wrong with that.
Yo, not everybody's supposed to figure it out at the same time.
Yeah. It's the truth.
Not everybody's supposed to figure it out at the same time.
And the judgment that we place. So you see a young doctor and you say, wow, he's had it. He really has it figured out. He's a doctor at a young age. We don't know. First of all, not everyone that's a doctor is a good person. Mm-hmm. Not all doctors are good doctors.
I don't know. When I see a doctor at a young age, I feel like, man, this dude don't know about life.
Yeah. And
because you got to disconnect from fun and reality to focus on school.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't think they all disconnect from fun because fun is different for different people.
Word.
So
My type of fun ain't for everybody.
you ain't lying. So what do you do for fun?
Everything.
Whoa, don't say that, brother, because
Everything.
everything is a very, very broad thing.
It's vague, but let me tell you something. I live my life to the fullest. I
Really?
party every weekend.
So not everything. You talking about partying? I was gonna
Okay.
ask you if you ever rode a donkey nude.
That's your type. If that's what's
Nah.
fun for you,
I'm just saying. You said everything.
if that's what's fun for you, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna make sure you ride a donkey nude.
Oh, so you support people being their best?
If that's what makes you happy, I'm willing to do it. That's just like I live for that. You know, like I'm not the type of person that I just have to have fun. I could watch you having a good time, and that should make me have a good time. Like, wow, look at this guy enjoying riding his donkey.
Look at this donkey riding mother.
Look at these two donkeys having a great time. You understand? So for me, it's like, all right, that's fun. Like, wow, that's on your bucket list. Oh,
Okay, do you, player? Let's get it on.
Do you? You know, I'm gonna root you on.
Donkey.
You and the donkey. It's all good.
See, a lot of people
I
don't
say-
know how to support.
I say this, and I mean, I'm just a happy guy for real.
Chocolate City.
Chocolate City, I'm just a happy guy.
Chocolate City, Casa, always just a happy
I'm
guy.
just a happy guy.
You a big time dancer, brother.
That's true.
You're a big time dancer. What do you think got you to be such a big time such a big time partier?
Well, you know, mommy was a dancer,
Yeah.
right? It's in the DNA.
Yeah. Okay. I must have skipped me because I've never partied as much as you
can't
did.
dance for shit.
No, but it's better than that because you were sneaking into clubs at a young age. As I recall, a time when
Wait,
you were
hold on.
undressed.
Let me let's go back a little bit because we sped past something, right?
Oh, okay.
Said mine was a dancer. I said it's in the DNA. You agree?
I 100% agree.
All right. So when I spoke about the ancestor stuff, you kind of was like, well, you know, that's all God. Well, you know what? Your DNA don't get skipped. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you got DNA of a warrior, you got DNA of a dancer, you got DNA of an educated person, you got DNA of a conscious person. You can't run from that.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying now, right?
Yeah.
So now you got all this DNA, and some people got so much DNA in them that they don't know how to process all of it. You see what I'm saying?
So I got you.
Yeah, you got to find, so you got to find your thing. You got to find your niche in life. See? So I pray to my ancestors. I'm thankful for my ancestors, for those that I know of and those that I don't. As much as I'm a dancer, I love that good time, I'm a warrior too, at heart.
You ain't lying. I see where you coming from, player.
All right, now you understand what I'm saying. So,
see what you're saying.
All right.
See what you're saying.
Okay.
But back to this partying because you have always been a party guy.
True.
Till this day.
Right.
So I'm gonna say 30 years. 30 years. I say 25 years. Remember one time, I would have to be dragged to a club. I'm like, yo, all right, let's go.
Oh, this is another setup.
And I recall one time going to a club, and I'm like, yo, I really don't want to go. We was in Springfield Gardens.
Talking about moments. I know
Moments.
Exactly. I know exactly. Yo,
What happened?
yo, you think you slick, but I'm always slicker.
What happened, player? What happened?
So, I decided to go to a club with my big cousins.
How old were you?
Was I 16, 17?
About 16, player.
16. I put on my father trench coat. One of those.
Looking like Candyman.
Word. One of those round hats, and that's when the Versace shirts was popping. I had the
look like Genuine.
I had the Versace shirt. Word, and I walked in there. That bouncer said, "Take off your hat. Take off your glasses.
Take off your jacket.
Take off your jacket. Nah, you can't go in here."
Man, took off your costume.
God stripped me naked, man. I said, "Yo, make up bastard." It's all right. I'll come in here one day, and I actually did go back there.
You thought you was going in there like Genuine. You had everything dipped up. The Versace shirt, the genuine hat, the Candyman coat.
Yeah, that was great though.
Yeah, that dude just disrobes you.
Nah, it was great.
I
But
mean,
like again, like all those things is like, man, like
it took you to where you at now.
right. Like I'm happy. I'm happy like that happened.
So a lot of people can't deal with those things. They actually want to get pissed off because they're not allowed into a club. You ate that.
I was mad at the time.
You was mad. I remember our cousin was mad.
Yeah, he wanted to fight security.
But the thing is that you live to progress and throw your own parties.
Yo, something could that could have been my answer to stop preventing me from something happening that night that I wasn't ready to defend myself from.
See, that's the way we got to see things. You know, it's not always about, I want it now. Maybe it's just not meant for you at that time.
Word.
Maybe that's not meant for you at that time.
That's a fact. Done been shot at. Wasn't meant for me to die.
No. Yeah, listen, man. It's crazy how growth takes place, and some people can't deal.
But I feel like that's what separates us in society as well. There are those that have grown and those who haven't. Like
Yeah.
that's my motto. A matter of fact, that's my motto for 2021 moving forward.
What's that?
My motto is, if you can't glow with me, you can't grow with me.
I feel it.
I'm in the glowing circle right now. I got a lot of people watching me.
Glow or grow?
Nah, it's not.
No.
If you can't glow with me, you can't grow with me. In other words, if you can't add some lumens to my light, you're not gonna grow with me.
But that does not mean that you're looking for just yes men. You want people that also tells you, nah, that's not for you.
It's not about yes man. It's about glowing. It's about adding to the glow. You know, like, hey, I got this idea. I wanna open a shoe store. Really? That sounds like a good idea. Like, what is your approach to opening a shoe store? Okay, yeah, you want an investor, or you want a business partner, or you just want to do your own thing? Well, yeah, I do. Or I just don't know how to open it. Well, did you open an LLC? No, I don't know how to do it. All right, well, let me help you.
Let's start there.
That's the glow part. You see, that's the glow part.
Sounds like it's also the grow part. You're watering other people's seeds.
Glowing and growing.
Yeah.
You understand? You don't know how you just impact that person. You understand? Then they gonna turn around and impact somebody else, because people are always watching people that are winning. That's why when you want to ask about building a house, you don't go ask a beautician. You go ask a builder, right? So you got to be around people that are doing things that you are trying to be and achieve.
Be careful about the crowds you keep. Is that sort of what you're saying?
Exactly. But for the 2021 way of saying it is, if you ain't glowing with me, you're not growing with me. I'm not messing with you in no shape or form or fashion. Please allow room for people that allow glowing. I want to glow like 42nd Street. That's it.
That's what's up. Listen, man, I'm going to say thank you for your time. That's a good note. I think that's a great note. 2020 was a tough year.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
2020 was a great year.
We live to talk about it.
I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me.
Yes, a lot of bad things happened. COVID, this, that, politics. But one of the greatest things to come out of COVID was awareness. Awareness. Most people that are aware of themselves decided to say, hey, going out is not that important anymore. I don't have it. Man, these bills are really here. Let me pay them. Let me see what's going on with stocks. There are so much more investors now that came out. People just finding out about Robinhood, Cash App, buying stocks and all type of different things.
Bitcoin.
And now there's a lot of minorities that are wanting to buy houses and realizing that, the interest rates are low. It's a great time to purchase a home. And so many small businesses have started off of COVID.
That is true.
COVID put a pause on people's lives and made them more aware of, a job is not going to always be there. People were forced to glow.
Sometimes you got to step back to launch forward.
I don't believe in the stepping back. Sometimes you meet
COVID was a step back, brother. People had to launch forward after this.
Nah, COVID was a smack. If you step back, that means you could have swerved it. You wasn't swerving COVID.
You ain't lying.
COVID came through like, all right, the world has stopped. Even me. I sat back and said, whoa, I can't make my money off of parties. Thankfully, you know, I got a job in the medical field. I got to make some money. But this ain't always going to be here. But, you know, that's life. Wrap it up with that.
Yup. Ladies and gents, you already know it's a no face, no case scenario. You were here talking sweet with Sweet Baby J. We got Casa on the scene. Mr. Chocolate City himself, the dancer, the whiner, the grinder, the all-timer for 2021. If you ain't glowing, you ain't growing. Am I right, sir?
You sound like Don King.
Hey, Don King sound like me. Holler at me. Have a good night, ladies and gents.
That's about it.